Mabuhay, Kamustika, welcome. How are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. How many animal sounds can you hear? Always animal sounds here. As soon as I say that, the dog, which has been barking, stops barking. But we've got roosters, pigs, dogs. So not uncommon whatsoever. What am I going to talk about here today before we head back to the States? Well, I thought let's talk about the differences between a Western woman and a Filipina. I'll just say I'm going to make some generalities here just to make a point. I'm not, going to lump everybody into the same category. But since I've had experience trying to find a wife in America, so that's pretty much my experience there, was how difficult that was, and then my experience with trying to find a wife in the Philippines. One difference is I think that the Filipinas really want to get married. That might be the biggest thing that I could say, because I was on 4 different dating sites, 2 of them a couple of times. I think 2 of them were pay sites, and man, that was just agonizing because I had my hopes up. Go home, check those dating sites and think, well, maybe today I'll connect with somebody and I'll seem like a fairly normal person and we'll get together, meet somewhere for coffee, and see how it goes. I figure all the people on these dating sites are single and looking for somebody. Maybe that's not true, but I found that just impossible. So went on Christian Filipina and was married 59 days later. Separated by many thousands of miles, but I was looking for somebody that wanted to get married. I wanted to get married. I found somebody in short order, and when you're on a dating site with people who want to be married and you talk about that, I think you can get married. I think that's the whole point of it. Now I just saw where my shoes have been, over here in the back. We're leaving here later today. Flight got canceled, so now we got to get a later one and hope we can still make the connection for the flight after that. So we'll kind of go over those details later. Aiza's returning the rental car and doing some other shopping. So one of the differences, like I said, Filipina wants to get married. She also wants to have children. And if you're still have not had a family, started a family like myself, well, that could be very appealing. They also, wanting to be mothers, wanting to be wives, want to have a nice looking house. They care about their husband and how he looks, the clothes he wears, the food he eats. And it's just a wonderful thing. I guess I used to think, why doesn't everybody try to find a Filipina wife? And I guess the answer to that is because a lot of people would rather just screw around and play with these girls, and they're just not serious. Lots of words to describe that going through my head, and I shouldn't be repeating them either. It's not hard. It's not hard. Find somebody in the Philippines. Certainly much easier than in the West because they want to be married. So that's a difference. Also, I think a Filipina is I would say less argumentative. Certainly isn't going to be contending with you in public. If something, you're not clicking in something, she'll wait to get home, talk about it. And I think they're really good at not creating a scene in public because they value their reputation, and so when you get home you'll probably hear about it and can discuss things that married people need to talk about when they have an argument or something. So I think they're very much better in public, They're not going to go out and trash their husband. I don't see them as being big on gossiping to other women about their husbands, because that puts them in a bad light. So I think that's a good thing. Also, if you choose the right Filipina, she probably, I don't know, I think she's less likely to be liberal, less likely to be affected by feminism. Now, how important is that? I'd say it's very important. Coming from the Philippines, where there is no divorce, and as far as I know, there's no big feminism impact or emphasis here, that's still a very good thing when you're looking for a wife. Filipina will be different in that regard. Also, I think by and large, a Filipina is more likely to be frugal. Hi there. And not spend all your money on stuff, because she's had to be conservative her whole life, and she'll probably bring to you different ways to save money, and you might think, well, we can afford that, we don't have to be so picky about that. But you know, she's been frugal, and she's going to continue to be frugal in all likelihood. Doesn't mean she doesn't want good things. She wants a good purse, a good watch. Yeah, they like name brand things that they can't readily get in the Philippines, so certainly a good idea to let her buy that or buy that for her. I don't know that there's that many differences, but I wanted to highlight the biggest one that I've discovered, and let me know in the comments of other differences between Filipinas and Western women. The biggest thing here for me is they want to be married. And if you're serious about a wife, you come across that way, I think you probably win somebody's heart sooner rather than later. But you have to be serious, because she probably is, and that is so refreshing, especially if you've been alone a long time. So I'm not going to try to bash or trash American women. I think they for whatever screwy reason seem to want to becoming more like men or do masculine things, and Filipina is very feminine, and she'd like to keep it that way. I mean, I suppose there are always exceptions, but why change when you're so beautiful and attractive and feminine? I think they want to be that way, and that's a very appealing thing for a Westerner. So I think they're okay with, not leading a totally independent life from their husband, and that's something that kind of slipping away in America, where I think women are getting too independent. I haven't really sensed that with my wife. I think she likes being married and being part of a union. So I will just leave it at that. We've got some things to take care of before we leave on a massive trip that includes a 12-hour layover in Tokyo. And we want to go on a tour there, but we got to get there on time. And we'll see. We'll just see. It's going to be tough to sleep. Going to be some sad goodbyes to say. And hopefully we'll be able to sleep on that big flight. I think it's about 11 hours from Tokyo back to Minneapolis. So anyway, I'm just trying to fan the flames for men looking for a Filipina wife. And there is a big difference between them and American women these days. I probably forgot some things, but I'm a contented person married to a Filipina, and I would like to encourage other people to go out and seek to do the same. Ask some questions here. Go to the Community Corner forums, message forums, that is linked in the comment section. You can go to lovebeyondthesea.wordpress.com. It's linked there. Sign up for the Community Corner. There's a relationship lounge, a lifestyle lounge. You can private message there. You can direct message there, and talk about these sorts of things among yourselves or with myself. And that whole site was created by Mr. E. He did an incredible job. He also believes in the mission of Love Beyond the Sea, and wants to help men find a Filipina wife, or any wife from beyond the sea. Just get married. So that's it for now. Probably the last one we'll do while we're here, as I am in the Philippines at the end of a vacation with my love beyond the sea.